Well, you played 11 years in the NBA, Kevin, and scored over 10,000 career points and never played in an NBA All-Star game.
Well, someone said that I scored 10,000 points, but the guys I was guarding scored 11,000, so I guess that's the reason I didn't make the All-Star.
The fans vote on it now. In those days when you played, it was the sports writers. You like that better?
I'm all for the fans voting on it, even though there'll be some discrepancies. Some players, some teams will load up the ballot boxes, but I believe the fans pays the tariff for this league, and it's an entertainment business, and anytime you got them sharing in a situation in the league, I think it's good for basketball.
Well, Kevin, you guys have pretty much weathered the storm. You started as the New York Nets in the ABA, changed to the New York Nets in the NBA, and then moved to New Jersey, still the Nets, and playing in a lot of different places. First to Coliseum, and then you moved into Piscataway, New Jersey, and now a chance to move into one of the most beautiful complexes in the world, and that's going to be at Meadowland.
Well, I think we got a chance, Hot Rod, assume we keep continuing on and become a successful basketball team on the floor, which we've improved. We're at the 500 level with a chance for the playoff now. When we get into the new building in the Meadowlands, I think it has a chance to be not only one of the best franchises in basketball and most successful, but in all of sports.
Hey, Kevin, is that a World Championship NBA ring?
It's not an NBA ring, Hot Rod. It's the last ABA championship ring. When we were in the ABA, we beat Denver, which is a fine ball club. We had Dr. J, Rich Jones at the forward, Kim Hughes, Brian Taylor, and John Williamson at the guards. Several other great players. And I seen you last week on the halftime with Kevin Greavy on CBS Halftime. You're trying to get his ring. There's no way you got his. There's no way you're getting mine. The only way you ever get a ring, Hot Rod, is to make a comeback.
Fat chance I got. This is the first of 8 consecutive games on this road trip, so good luck to you. And try to be a good boy. No technicals, huh?
I will, Hot Rod. Thank you very much.
It's halftime. The Denver Nuggets with an 11-point lead over the Chicago Bulls. The NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station.
He's at his fighting best. John Wayne stars as Big Jake on the CBS Tuesday night movies at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
At the conclusion of today's game and each of our NBA telecasts during the season, we'll be selecting the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game. In conjunction with this award, Chevrolet will present a check for $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of the Players College or University. Any student may be eligible to benefit from these scholarship funds, and today's winner will be announced at the end of this telecast. Steve Jones, you and I will be voting for the MVP, and should we disagree, our producer Bill Barnes will cast the deciding vote. So in this first half of play, it's been the Denver Nuggets rolling very well. They've been paced in scoring by David Thompson's 13. Wilkerson has added 11. George McGinnis 10. Issel with 8 points. Well, the Andy Williams San Diego Open is underway again today. Yesterday, Fuzzy Zeller had a 2-stroke lead. For an update, let's go to Ben Scully.
Yesterday, we had to go off the air before showing you Bill Cratchit's 18th hole. He had hit his second shot into the gallery, had taken a drop, finally chipped onto the green in 3, and so he had this putt for birdie. He was 2 under at the time. He got his birdie at 18 to go to 3 under par and join Billy Casper and Gil Morgan at 3 under, 3 shots back of the tournament leader Fuzzy Zeller. Yesterday, the weather was magnificent. We probably sold a lot of real estate in Southern California. Today, they might be giving it back. We have a 30-mile-an-hour wind, a definite threat of rain, so Fuzzy Zeller's two-stroke lead is very much up in the wind, chased by Jerry McGee at 4 under, then the trio, Casper Morgan and Cratchit at 3, and Lee Trevino lurking in the weeds, 4 shot back at 2 under par. That's it as we await the final round of the Andy Williams San Diego Open. Now this is Vin Scully in La Jolla, back to NBA basketball.
Welcome back to McNichols Arena, the home of the Denver Nuggets, who at halftime have an 11-point lead over the Chicago Bulls. As in this first half of play, very fine shooting by the Denver Nuggets. They are shooting almost 58% from the field. On the other hand, Chicago has not been hitting that well from the field. They're shooting just under 33%. The turnover department, 11 turnovers for Chicago in this first half of play, as opposed to 8 for the Denver Nuggets. Rebounding-wise, surprisingly too, is that Denver is out-rebounding the Chicago Bulls at halftime, 28-23. So it's been a very fine first half for the Denver Nuggets, who have 1, 2, 3 men in double figures in this first half of play. They've been able to go to the bench and maintain that advantage. On the other hand, the Chicago Bulls have gotten an outstanding performance from Artis Gilmore with a total of 13 points. He's followed by Landsberger, who's played well. He has a total of 9 points and 13 rebounds. All right, let's join Steve Jones. He's with David Thompson.
I'm here with David Thompson, and everybody's all-league all-star. David, Friday night you had an excellent basketball game. You see, to be much more under control. Your offense is a little bit easier for you. Today you have 13 points. You seem to be going pretty good. What do you think the reasoning for that?
Well, get more into the flow of the game, and I'm taking the ball a little more myself, going a little more individual, taking the ball to the basket. And anytime my outside shot is on, it seems to help my overall game, and that's really been the key. I've been shooting the ball a lot better from outside.
You think you're finally adjusted to playing the outside position, playing guard? I know that you're a lot more comfortable when you can catch the ball instead of having to bring it up the court. You think you're finally adjusted to playing outside?
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. Getting better more and more with more experience. Basically, my game is 15 feet and on in, but now I'm working on my outside game, handling the ball a little more, and just getting a better feel of the overall game.
All right, Dave, we want to thank you. We'll be looking forward to seeing you at the All-Star game. Have a good second half.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, gentlemen. 57-36. That's our halftime score. The Denver Nuggets on top. We're going to be back with the start of the second half in just a moment.
Think of yourself in a special way in the new Monte Carlo from Chevrolet. Think of yourself behind the wheel, enjoying that special Monte Carlo feel, standing tall, feeling proud. Put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
Chasing bad guys is not so glamorous outside of the movies. You find you spend a lot of time on stakeouts eating cold pizza, and you'd rather be someplace else having a cold beer. For me, that'd be one of these. Light beer from Miller, just in case I gotta move fast. See, Light's got a third less calories than their regular beer, and it's less filling, and the taste is just great. Ain't that right, Muggsy?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
A family is about to lose its home forever. Not the home on the left. Allstate Homeowners Insurance can pay to rebuild that house. The real disaster is on the right. The owner died before the mortgage was paid. Allstate Life has mortgage protection insurance to help give your family a debt-free home if you die. You need mortgage protection insurance, too. So your family won't lose its home, see your Allstate agent for both kinds of insurance. Make sure your home lives on. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Come along, R2. You can't have whooping cough. Droids don't get dangerous diseases like whooping cough or measles, but children do, and they can get very sick, even die. R2, let me tell them. Parents of Earth, childhood diseases can be prevented. Call your doctor or local health department. Immunize your children, please. And may the Force be with you.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Basketball Association. The NBA on CBS is sponsored by Hertz, the superstar in rent-a-car. The Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Chevrolet and Chevrolet dealers coast to coast.
14,165 on hand for this one. And Steve, we talked about the stats a little bit earlier. Shooting-wise, Denver has really gotten the better of that.
Well, the shots come from the types of shots. They're 58% because they're getting shots that the players can make. They're getting easy opportunity shots. They're coming without a lot of defensive pressure on there, and consequently, they're shooting 58 in Chicago, only 33.
And a 21-point lead now for the Denver Nuggets. Charlie Scott off to Issel. He is in there along with McGinnis, Bobby Wilkerson, and David Thompson. The same five that started this game. Scott, a tough shot. Mickey Johnson is back in there for Chicago. He didn't see a lot of playing time, and an easy two for Wilbur Holland. So Holland, Theus, Mickey Johnson, Mark Landsberger played very well in the first half, and Artis Gilmore opened the second half for Larry Costello. Bobby Wilkerson down the middle, and what a game he is having. He has 13 points.
Well, Mickey Johnson is looking all the way over at the bench, wondering who was supposed to give him help. At that time, he got screened. Wilkerson came down the lane, and there were three red shirts in there. Got to have a little bit better communication.
There's Theus showing a move. Landsberger inside again, and he has a bundle of rebounds, but he can't get it to go.
Bundle of rebounds and no points to show for it.
Landsberger had 14 rebounds in that first half. Broken up. It'll be Denver's basketball.
A fine offensive rebounder, Landsberger, but he's got to be able to finish it off. It's like being able to close a deal.
So now Wilkerson wide open McGinnis. They rubbed off Landsberger, but they didn't get the basket. Issel to David Thompson. And that'll be off of Thompson. Chicago's basketball. Well, when you're down by 21 at half, what do you tell your team? Just kind of chip away at it?
Well, you tell them we would like to be within a 10-point range, 10, 12-point range at the start of the fourth quarter. They always say, boys, we can't get it all back at once, so let's take one basket at a time, have good offensive execution, play a little bit better defense. Make them shoot the ball from the perimeter. Let us get the layup.
Landsberger that time, boy, he shot that one up high, didn't he? Good rebound and a follow shot, and it's 59-40.
The thing the Bulls have been able to do at the start of this quarter is get 2 and 3 tries at the hoop, and if you can do that, you've always got a chance.
David Thompson pulling up with one. And it's saved by Bobby Wilkerson. McGinnis, George McGinnis, he loves that shot. McGinnis now with 12 points.
The thing that the Chicago Bulls must concentrate on doing is making the Denver Nuggets now come down and set up every time and try and make them put that ball up from the outside with some defensive pressure on them.
Mickey Johnson can't get it to go. Here comes David Thompson. In that first half, Johnson didn't even score. He picked up 2 quick fouls. Wilkerson from the corner. Thompson, they're getting to follow multiple shots, and they're getting the basket.
And that's going to get Larry Costello off his feet. He's going to have a talk. He's going to say, fellas, you didn't understand a word I said at halftime. We'll have to do the same thing all over again.
So they've fallen behind 2 more. They trailed by 21 at half. It's now 63-40, 9:40 second period.
Sometimes it seems the whole world is burning, and you don't think it'll ever go out. But sooner or later, the fire does die, and it isn't the water and axes that do it. It's you and a handful of tired men. Now comes Miller time. Time to finally head for the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
When it's time to relax, Miller stands clear. If you've got the time. Well, if you've got some time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer.
Introducing Hertz Takeoff Rates. Save up to 35% on the average weekday rental when you take off Thursday through Sunday for a minimum of 2 to 3 days. Take off in a subcompact for only $13.95 a day. Fairmont's $15.95. Granada $17.95. Thunderbird's $21.95 a day, all with no charge for mileage. There are some restrictions, so check with Hertz. Take off next weekend with Hertz low takeoff rates.
From the author of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid comes Mr. Horn. His story is more than just another Western. David Carradine and Richard Widmark star in Mr. Horn.
23-point lead for Denver, and I'll tell you, Larry Costello was upset during that timeout.
Hey, he said, you didn't listen to what I said at halftime. They come right back. They put the top on that one. He was telling them basically in that timeout, fellas, it starts right here with us. We've got to each play our own man and play some individual defense.
He went down the line and says, we're 7-2, 6'10", and 6'8". We're not getting any rebounds.
That's true. They had a guy like David Thompson, 6'3", taking it right over the top, doing it all offensively and getting offensive rebounds, and that certainly hurts him.
Boy, can he get up in the air. Every time I see him, I just can't get over it. 65-42. David Thompson scoring his 17th point.
Control is so important in the basketball game. You'll see Thompson here completely under control, goes up. Gilmore tries to come over. It's Mickey Johnson trying to come over, but he's there too late.
Chicago turning that ball over for the 12th time. Got a foul. Looks like it's Mickey Johnson. Look at Phoenix and Boston leading Golden State. The Warriors having some problems right now.
Well, the Warriors are struggling. A lot of teams seem to be struggling today. Visiting teams are having a tough time coming away with any kind of thing.
Charlie Scott, they're moving the ball around. They're getting more and more cracks at it. You can't win basketball games like that, and Costello's beside himself. Here's Landsberger now with 17 rebounds in this game. Mickey Johnson playing with 3 fouls. That's a tough play. He got away with it, though.
He got away with it. Mickey Johnson needs to get himself involved in the basketball game offensively, and then everything else for him seems to pick up. It should be the other way around, but in his case, he needs to see a few balls go down before he plays some pretty good defense.
A little pushing inside there. Landsberger and McGinnis. And it's Landsberger who picks up the foul.
Landsberger and McGinnis, both physical players, and that time Landsberger decided he was a member of the Chicago Bears and not the Bulls.
Yeah, Landsberger's big enough, isn't he? 6'8", 225. He's got to weigh more than 225. He's got to be closer to 235. Thompson out to Scott. Long shot. And look at that. 3 men on the boards that time.
Well, they're now responding. They're making the ball come up from the perimeter. They tried to get the ball into Thompson. He had to give it up on the double team. They made the good offensive play, and Chicago cut him off with 1 shot.
8 minutes to go, 3rd period. 65-44, Denver. They have 7 seconds on the shot clock. Gilmore, that left hand won't go. Scott with Holland, shoulder to shoulder. Blocked by Gilmore. Beautiful block that time by Gilmore. Back they come, 3-on-2. Holland all the way. Landsberger again is there, but it won't go for him. That was 18th rebound for Landsberger, but he's missed some follow shots. The other end, George McGinnis. Wilkerson, they're going to reset it. McGinnis broken up. Mickey Johnson reached in and got it away from him. Here comes Theus. Watch this.
Now they finally get a hoop. They went a little rat race basketball back and forth with a few turnovers and no control. Chicago finally gets a little hoop there, a little encouragement from Larry Costello, but they had a good positive effort. Landsberger following on the break. They didn't get it. They came back, played some good defense, and got a basket.
It's one of the first times they've been able to run in this game and come away at the better court. There's a charging situation. Bobby Wilkerson.
All you need is a good little defensive effort. Again, Mickey Johnson getting there. It didn't look like he was completely covering that baseline. Looked like Wilkerson had head and shoulders by, but they get the call. They need a few breaks. And again, 6:52 left in the game. They can still get within 10.
65-46, Holland off to Landsberger. Reggie Theus, Scott on him. Mickey Johnson with 7 seconds on the shot clock. He didn't get anything with that one.
Well, that's selfish basketball by Mickey Johnson.
Charlie Scott, Gilmore, and reaching over is David Thompson, and he committed the foul. Boy, it's getting pretty physical right now.
It's pretty physical out there, but you'll see Chaska comes in and tries to take it over. Mickey Johnson does not get it. Gilmore's down and deep, and the smaller David Thompson tries to come over his back. No chance, and Charlie Scott is going to have some words about that.
From the top man right down to the bottom man. It just passes right down the line. Everybody pushes for quality.
Willie Rawls, utility man. This is who we are and what we do at General Motors.
My job is to replace any absentees. I'm here, there, all over the plant. Yeah, you're not tied down to one job all the time. You're around different jobs. Metal finishing, welding, soldering. But soldering, I think I enjoy soldering more than any other job I've done because there's a lot of skill in that. Yeah, fellas keep something going all the time. It's never dull around there. Yeah, they get along very good. Yeah, union's good. Yeah, the people on the line, they have a lot of interest in the car. If I go out to buy a car, that's where I go, looking for a General Motors car. Because I'm right there in the plant and I see how they're built, see the quality that goes into them.
General Motors, people building transportation to serve people.
Do unleaded gas prices give me fits? No way, buddy, because I got me a diesel-equipped Chevy pickup. No spark plugs, no carburetor, no distributor, and great EPA mileage estimates, too. Plus, diesel fuel traditionally costs less than unleaded gasoline. The diesel-powered Chevy pickup, a lot of miles per gallon and a lot less cost per gallon.
Chevy trucks, built to stay tough.
Take him to the basket, Mark. Larry Costello see maybe the earmarks of a comeback here, exhorting his troops, saying he's seen much better effort in the last 4 or 5 minutes of this game.
Positive effort. The guys are beginning to play a little bit better defensively, even though Mickey Johnson took a little selfish offensive try the last time down. They are getting better offensive opportunities, and that's what he's asking of his team. Just chip away, plenty of time in the ball game. Denver's going to give us a chance to put the ball in the air.
Scott May has checked into the lineup. Here comes Landsberger. He has 18 rebounds, 23 is his career high. Allen hits it.
That's the way they diagrammed it as we looked in just before they started.
So Chicago's not dead in this one yet. 65-48. McGinnis off to Issel. Issel out to Thompson with Scott May coming out on him. Scott May picking up the foul. Scott getting up a little slowly, and I know everyone's concerned every time he goes down because of all the problems he's had with a knee.
Bounced around a little bit, but he didn't move his feet. He had his body there, but his feet were still tangled up. That's the reason he's rolling around on his back on the baseline.
That's 3 fouls now on Scott May. 65-48. McGinnis dribbles it off his foot. And the scramble is on, and they're after it. Thompson. Oh, what a play by David Thompson. Fast and furious activity.
Well, we talk about control, and again, Chicago did not have the ball. Everybody tried to break and run away from it. Scott May scrambling all over. Thompson comes in, shows Gilmore his body, and then takes the ball away from him and puts it in.
67-48. The intensity picking up. Theus to Landsberger. Tough shot. He can't get it. McGinnis just barrels in there. Intercepted by Holland. Wilbur Holland all the way, and Wilbur Holland now has given him a shot in the arm offensively. He has 14 points.
Well, Wilbur Holland knows where the basket is, and he's going to keep looking at it, which is important. They need someone to continue to score. They've cut into the lead a little bit, and again, they've got to play good defense, make the ball come up from out there, and try and get down and get some easy opportunities.
Now they've cut it to 17 after trailing by 21 and a half. Scott May cuts it by 2 more. And as I said before, the earmarks of the comeback are shaping up now for Chicago. Interesting how defense can bring you back in a game.
Well, it's not so much defense. I think it's your offense that kind of keys a combination of the two. And if you get good baskets, your defense seems to pick up.
There's Thompson. Tough shot, but he got it again. And David Thompson with 21 points.
Control. I keep saying control, and he's playing under control. He's doing anything offensively he wants. They're going to have to give him some help.
Inside 4.5 minutes to go. Third period. Theus to Scott May. Into Landsberger. Landsberger taking McGinnis in to Scott May, and he's hit 2 in a row. Scott May with that great shot. It's almost a picturesque shot.
He's got a classic outside jump shot. He just is not in very good game shape. Again, not having the chance to put the ball in the air too many times. But again, Chicago's gotten better ball movement, and their defense has picked up because of it.
Scott May with 6 points on Bobby Wilkerson. Wilkerson, difficult shot at best. Landsberger with yet another rebound. That's 19 for him. Off to Holland. Wilbur Holland pulls it up. Well, Denver thought they were going to get away with this one easily. I think they know now they're in a basketball game. Well, Chicago is playing tough.
This is the same thing that happened the last time they played. Scott May all of a sudden got himself a couple of hoops, and he's got his nose on the basket. He comes with 3 baskets in a row and a chance to get a 3-point play. And Larry Brown, as we see him again working in deep, is going to have to call a timeout to have some type of discussion about their defensive effort.
So Scott May now with 8 points, picking up the foul. Wilkerson, his second, will be back. This game's really getting tough.
Feeling good about yourself, the way you should about yourself.
You're feeling good about yourself, and it shows. You're drinking 1-calorie Diet Pepsi-Cola, the taste that's changing the taste of America.
And you're drinking Diet Pepsi. Yeah, you're drinking Diet Pepsi. And it shows.
In business, the more efficiently you use your time, the more money you make.
Time is money.
So if you're spending hours dictating letters to far-off places, and hours are spent typing them,
I've got other work to do.
kick the letter habit. Pick up your phone and give them a ring. The phone turns your time into money.
Uh-oh, that TV show we want to watch goes on in 5 minutes.
America, stop rushing your life away just to catch a TV show. Get a Sony Betamax video recorder and automatically videotape that show while you're doing something else and watch it anytime you want. Sony Betamax. It could change your whole way of life.
See U.S. Open champion Jimmy Connors, Wimbledon winner Bjorn Borg, Grand Prix Masters champion John McEnroe, and Australian titleist Guillermo Vilas when CBS Sports presents exclusive coverage of the Grand Slam of tennis, February 10th and 11th. From first serve to match point, you'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
One of the best X's and O's man in the business, Larry Costello, he diagrams a play for his team and tries to get them set defensively. They have been doing a lot of talking, been very animated in that huddle over there, trying to get back in this basketball game. They've been very positive, and the key for them is movement, good effort.
Scott May now trying to complete a 3-point play, and as you see, he's made it 69-57. 3.5 minutes to go, third period. Chicago's come back into this game, battling from a 21-point deficit at halftime. Robert Smith out to Anthony Roberts. They're moving the ball now.